All right, welcome in. Hope y'all had a good opening day. Ha! I know I did. 4-0, baby. 4-0. That's not even counting the fact that I am 5-0 on parlays that I hit. I still have the back end of one to finish. If Arizona ends up winning tonight, then I will have a perfect opening day. But as far as the picks I give you, those are the ones we focus on, 4-0. But it's not very often that you have an absolute landslide and things went according to plan. And look, beginning of the season, a lot of times you get a little thrown off by the way teams start, the way players start things out, and sometimes teams can come out a little slow. We get that. I think the main thing that I try to do when it comes to opening day, and especially not just opening day, but the across the board, early, we'll say for the first week or so, I really lean on what is going on in the world of baseball that happened in spring training. And if you can lock into what happened in spring training and kind of get a feel, look, it's not a perfect science. We know that a lot of these things that go down have very little to do across the board sometimes, but I still think that you can get a litmus test. And when you look at spring training, you see how guys are being hit. There still comes a point where towards the end, you might get a veteran that goes out there and he's getting smacked around. Well, I don't worry about it too much until it gets to the very end. And then that's the point where I kind of like, all right, enough is enough. Let's see him straighten it up. Now, there's some guys that come flying in and are out to look incredible. And there's some guys that come and say, I'll give you a perfect example. Logan Webb had like a 10.8 ERA in spring training. He goes out there opening day, pitched pretty well. Didn't pitch shutdown, but pitched pretty well. But Spencer Strider went out there and just was firing bullets, and you could tell that he was very locked in and focused. It really just depends on the year. It's not always the same routine for each veteran. It's what they have on their agenda going in. So just kind of my thoughts on where I get the beginning of opening day to be able to see, all right, where do I want to go with this? There's some games I just won't take the risk. And as we get further and further along here, we'll probably go more games. Today we're doing 4 again, but as it gets a little further in, the typical big picture, I usually try to do a 6-pack. But I'm not going to pick you every single game or pick 6 games and force it. If I feel like there's only 3 or 4, that's what we're going with. If I feel like there's 8, that's what I'm going with. So there we go. Of course, none of these are guaranteed, so have at it. But picks are free, and if you want to catch the picks early before the lines change, become a member. Just join the country club. Real simple. These come out immediately for country club members. For non-country club members, you got to wait until about an hour before first pitch. Okay, so here we go. The first one that I'm going to today, we're going to make this short and sweet. Couple of opening day games that were pushed back, and it does appear that we're going to get the same pitching matchup. We're going to start off with the Brewers and Mets. It's Freddie Peralta versus Quintana. The over-under first 5 innings on Mets Brewers. I'm taking the under, -4.5. Peralta and Quintana ought to be able to keep those bats fairly in check, and it's supposed to be cold weather up there. The sun is out. The skies have cleared, but it's supposed to be cold weather up in New York. You're talking about, chilly weather, cold for baseball weather, low 50s. They're talking about winds around 17, 18 miles an hour. That could have a big effect. And 2 pitchers that Peralta, strikeout pitcher, Quintana is going to try to pull the string and get you to bang it in the ground. And frankly, not 2 of the more explosive offenses in Major League Baseball. It's their opening day, so you never know, but I'm going to go ahead and take Mets-Brewers under 4.5 the first 5. I don't trust the bullpens, especially with the injuries that Milwaukee's had. It looks like Payamps is going to be the closer, but we'll have to wait and see. All right, the next game, another opening day game that was pushed back. Braves, Phillies, 3:05 first pitch. Another game we're going to get chilly weather in the forecast. It's going to be 38 degrees at sunrise in Philly, and it's going to get up into the 50s, but a decent wind and 2 great pitchers. When these two square off, Strider, Wheeler, this is a classic heavyweight bout. Give me the under first 5 innings, 4.5 runs. I believe in general it's going to be a low-scoring game, depending on where you get it. The line that I'm seeing is 7.5. You can get it at 8.5 at lesser value, but I want to get it the first 5 innings because I think both starters are going to go 5 innings, and I don't think either one of them will give up more than a couple of runs. All right, then we go to the 2 money line games that we're picking today, and we'll get out of your hair. Give me the Miami Marlins. AJ Puck is supposed to get the start. AJ Puck has looked phenomenal in the spring. If you're not familiar with AJ Puck, he was with Brady Singer at the University of Florida, started out in Oakland as a reliever, and they have worked him into the starting rotation, and he has got a high swing and miss rate. Give me the Marlins to win that game against the Pittsburgh Pirates in Miami. And then the other one's going to be a bounce back, a revenge. Houston at home against the New York Yankees, minus 140 on the money line on that one. It's actually minus 135 right now, as I see. Christian Javier, who's always pitched really well against the Yankees, against Carlos Rodon, who I'm not convinced has turned the corner yet. I don't think he's going to be as bad as last year, but I'm not convinced that he has turned the corner, and I think that the Astros will get some runs out there on the board and get Houston their first one of the year. That's it. We're out of here. Max Pack of Picks. We'll be back again tomorrow. Good luck and good betting, and always bet responsibly. And once again, we will put the numbers, the picks, up on the screen as we are fading out of here.